Hi friends of Watching Time, today I want to speak with you about the Unimatic Modello 2 or Unimatic Model 2, the field watch of the Unimatic brand. You already heard on this channel about the Unimatic Modello 4 or Unimatic Model 4, the one that is presented as the military watch of this brand. So I will mostly focus on the Modello 2, but I will make some comparison with the Modello 4 so you can decide which one of the two is more meeting your taste. So let's go and discover the two. Two words regarding the Unimatic Model 4A. You can see on the other video we did specific for this model, but I will be very short here. So we are speaking about a watch that share the same case with the Unimatic Modello 1, the diver of the Unimatic brand. So we are speaking about 48mm of lug to lug, a diameter of 40mm, and a thickness of around 14mm, which is a little more, I would say 5mm more than the diver. This is because as you can see in this model, we have a bezel that is all stainless steel and cannot move, but becomes part of wall case, and so makes the watch to be thicker and I would say bolder. Apart from the thickness given by the bezel, there is also a very little, maybe half millimeter, that is given by the sapphire glass that is a little higher on the watch. The rest of the case is shared with the Modello 1, so we have a 22mm of lug distance, and the watch was sold with this NATO strap that you have seen on the Modello 2 I have, but I put on this stainless steel bracelet that we will speak a little about later. Regarding the rest of the watch, we have this very clear dial that is surely a little reminiscent of Rolex for the indices, but it has its own character, because as you can see the hands are totally different, and also the legibility is quite higher, I would say. We have obviously the screw down crown and the screw down caseback, and as you can see the caseback has these funny marks that gives back to the military heritage or military feel of this watch. A very fast look to the bracelet. The bracelet is very nicely done. It has a screw pins, and it has a machine clasp, and the clasp has this very nicely done fast adjustment, because there are no half links, so this is the way to better adjust the bracelet. It has the classic symbol of Unimatic on the clasp with Unimatic written, and this is common in the NATO strap. That is quite good quality. There is branded Unimatic, and there's also this funny tag where you can put down your name and I don't know why date. Here is the Modello 4 on my 6-inch wrist, 6.2 inches wrist or 16 centimeter, and given the male first link, it goes like over the 50mm. The total distance of the watch, that is 49, I would say becomes like 51 or something like that. As you can see, the bracelet goes down and integrates quite nicely with the watch, so I think it's wearable even on my small wrist. So, but now let's take a look to the Unimatic Modello 2, Unimatic Model 2. This is the U2C, so the Model C in the line of Modello 2. So this one is the field watch of Unimatic. It is quite smaller than the previous one, because the diameter here is 37.5mm. We have a lug to lug of 47.5, more about this to come, and the thickness is 13.7. Also the strap size always 22mm, and we will see everything later. So as you can see, the dial has the same structure as the previous one, but like in this case we have all the radium lume and all the radium markers to give this sort of vintage feeling, and the minute track is also a little different in this case, because as you can see it's continuous, while here we had a single line. We have still a screw down crown and a screw down caseback. In this case we have this very nice pattern. I think all this indicates how you use hand gesture to tell distance in I think is military jargon or military signal. As you can see, the crown is exactly the same, and also is the same that this watch has also complete brushed finishing everywhere. There is no shiny surface here. The very peculiar things, there are two peculiar things regarding this watch. The first one, and the most peculiar I would say, are the lugs. and the case shape. As you can see, case shape is very weird, and we have the lugs that instead of going down, as in the majority of watches, they go up. You will see when I put it on my wrist that this can look a little weirdly on the wrist, especially on a small wrist like mine, but definitely gives to the case a very peculiar shape. The whole watch is a little reminiscent of an older Rolex model, the one that was called Bubble Back. The other peculiar thing is the glass. It is a sapphire glass, but as you can see, it is very, very curved. This is the reason why it's very difficult to get a shot without some reflex. It's almost impossible. Nevertheless, the watch is very legible, so I don't think you will have big issues reading the time on this watch, even if definitely you're going to get reflexes. I don't know if this is some anti-reflective coating or not, but such a domed sapphire, very difficult to not get reflexes. So here you have the Modello 2, Modello 2 on my 16 centimeter wrist, or 6 inches, 6.2 inches, something like that. I have a very small wrist, and the case shape doesn't help. As you can see, the case, given the lug shape, tend to form a little hole on the side of your wrist. This is why I decided to try it on an auto strap, because this hole, these triangles on the side of your wrist, will be filled with the strap in this case. Obviously, this will be happening even on a larger wrist than mine. Maybe you will notice a little less. My wrist, as I said, is very small, very flat, so probably you would notice that. I think it can still fit my wrist and doesn't look bad. Obviously, you have like the K shape and be fine with the fact that the lugs are really peculiar. So the watch, in this case, came with two different straps. I have them here. This one has a rubber strap, very nicely done, smell of vanilla. And as you can see, it is branded Unimatic everywhere. Not bad for me, it gives a very everyday look. But for me, even better is with this Cordura strap, Unimatic here, very nicely matching with the color of the indices. Now I was using it on the NATO that came with the Model 4. Maybe, Model 4 can even fit with this to remind a little more of a diver, or with this to go back to the military feeling we have, but definitely there is the fact that it's a different color compared to the indices here. So now let's take a look to all the boxes you see all around me and see what they have in. So the first thing we're going to see is this case. That is the case of the bracelet. As you can see, it's pretty sturdy case with the Unimatic branding as usual. Inside there is space for two watches. There is a very small tool for changing the strap, but the most interesting thing is here. We have additional end links, because the nice thing about Unimatic is that they decided to give you one single bracelet that is compatible with the Modello 1, so the diver, the Modello 2, and you have it here, the Modello 4, and I don't think with the Modello 3 there is a quartz chrono. As it is compatible, it can fix with these hand links. Then you are going to go change the hand link over here. There is a screw here, and you put on the new hand link, and you can use the strap on your Modello 2. Or you can keep it this way, and instead of with the Modello 4, you can fit it on any Modello 1 you have. So I didn't like the look on the bracelet of this watch, because I saw, as you can see, the little issue of the bracelet is very nice, but the little issue is that the first it's a male handling, so the watch with these handlings end up looking a little disproportionate for me, because you see, like it will be a couple of millimeters larger. It becomes very thin and long. So I didn't like it on the bracelet too much, but you can see images on their website. But let's go see what about this case. So I really wanted to show you the box that Unimatic used for its watches. I have to say that the Modello 2 came on a quite regular box that is cardboard, quite nicely done with the space for the two straps, but nothing incredible, while this box really shines. So this is a proper box that is waterproof and dustproof, and is done of fiberglass, and is really resistant. I think you can run over with your car and won't break at all. I am not a very small guy, and I went over it a few times and nothing happened at all. As you can see, there is a valve for the pressure inside outside. It is obviously a little hard to open. When you open it, you see inside there is a space for 2 watches. Everything is very, very hard. Let's say there is the little book of the characteristic of the watch. Now we speak about prices and I show you how the watches perform in the night, the 2 of them. You can even buy directly this box from Unimatic, even if I would say even this box comes with a price, not a cheap box at all. So let's see the watches in the night. So here we have the watches. How do they perform at night? Can you tell which one is the U4, which one is the U2? Well, I can help you. The U2, if you remember, had the old radium, so the C3 old radium, while I think the U4 are just regular C3, so you can think that the U4 is brighter, has a brighter tone. So if you're guessing right, this is the U4. As you see, it has quite decent, especially on the end, and probably I didn't focus on that before. As you see, the second hand has this lollipop, but it's I would say an inverse lollipop, because as you can notice from the dial, it is on the shorter side of the end. Similar here, but probably a little less intense. I think that more than having less quantity of LumiNova, I think it's because it's a different type of LumiNova. So here you have the 2 watches. The only thing I didn't told you about is the movement that they have. They share the same movement, which is the NH35. We know it's not a great movement. It's quite a basic movement from Seiko, but it has everything that you can need for an everyday watch. But usually it's used on watches that are on a lower price point than these 2. The price for the U2C that was sold, as I remember you with these 2 straps, was €480, and as I said, it came with a cardboard box. Well, for this U4A that came with this NATO strap, it was $520, and it came on the big box I show you. The price of the box alone, if you buy from Unimatic, is around €100. Regarding the bracelet that came, you remember, comes with the 2 handlings that so you can use with both watches. And even with the U1 is €195. It is a quality bracelet, but obviously still the price for accessories in Unimatic, everything is at par. You have quite expensive watches and also quite expensive accessories. The thing to remember about Unimatic is the fact that all watches are limited. They are limited series. Some of them are very limited, like 50 pieces. Some other goes up to 500, I think. But this U2C is sold out at the moment. Sometimes I see it on eBay, usually at a higher price point than what I paid for it. And the same for this U4A, that's still on sale on the website, but I think now it's on pre-order on the website because they are doing some each month probably, and you can still find some of them online for a higher price. So what do you think? Which one of the 2 has more military look for you? Which one of the 2 you like, or maybe you like both, or maybe you like more the U1 model of Unimatic. So thank you for being with us today. Please put a like on the video if you enjoy my content, and come back for other content and subscribe to our channel. Thank you, bye.